Good morning and greetings everyone from Sage and me, and we thought Kit Kat was otherwise in greeting. This one, no, she just wants to go. Say goodbye to everyone, say hello to everyone, and then say goodbye. Alright, bye. Sure. Okay, so that was that. And she's going to start chewing the cable again. She's just realized it's there, and I'm going to be up and down, I fear, during this session. So go on, you go over there somewhere. Come on. There you go. You can interest yourself in something else. So yes, it's going to be fun and games, isn't it? Right. So here we are, the start of a week and a new artwork. Let's see. So we're back in the forest again. Another foresty scene. So let me just set about my composition as always. Oh, Sage. Maximum noise. What is she doing in that thing? Oh. Okay. Can't help it. Nothing to be done about it. So, setting about our composition first, as we always do. This page is a little bit warped, a little bit got a buckle in it somewhere. Let's just go straight up to there. I thought that Kit Kat was difficult to judge. Well, kittens are another story. Of course, I haven't had kittens in nearly, well, in 9 years, basically. Seems I've forgotten what it's like. Anyway, I wouldn't choose otherwise. Just let me concentrate for this first bit. Am I right, Sage? Lordy Lord. Please don't do a pee. You've been outside, you've done your thing. Finn is still sleeping in the bed. Last night I had both of them with me to begin with, but had to change the idea of that eventually because Sage was causing Finn to make a wee in the bed, so that's not something that I like to have instigated at all. So I had to relocate Sage back to her little basket, didn't I, Sage? Well, here's something that we don't get with Kit Kat. He doesn't. Oh, okay, so he doesn't like to come up and. You coming to say hello again? Second time round, eh? she's decided now she's going to settle in my lap, I think, and that's fine. That's fine, because at least she's not up to some mischief of sorts. It's a very similar viewpoint to the previous one. It's the same place, same location rather, and just a slight change in angle and of course depiction and everything else that goes with it. Right, that kind of does it to begin with. Sage, just settle down please. Just take a park, if you can be good. that's useless. So as I say, I have done a piece very similar to this not long ago, but if not, why not do another? Sage. No, she doesn't have the tolerance to sit still at this point, seeing as she's only just recently woken up and had her milk. Oh, she wants to, I think, play. I don't know, but I'm not playing with you now. Kit Kat was about to join us, and then I heard Sage bleating, and then I had to go and fetch her, and that was that. Kit Kat said, okay, no, I'm out of here. So that was short-lived. So Kit Kat had intended to join, but this little bugger upset the scheme of things. Hey, playing with things now. She starts to get busy. Sage, this is not the way it works. You should learn from Kit Kat, actually. It was Kit Kat that actually was with me when I started a little over 2 years ago with my Artsy Lockdown. And in the beginning, he was also, well, he was older. He was still 7 at the time, or 6, I forget. And then 6 going on 7, and he was quite interested in what I was doing here for a time, and then he would settle down on the desk next to me. And this one, oh, she's out of here. She wants mischief over there somewhere. Maybe she'll settle down, I don't know. She loves to dig and she loves wires. So she loves chewing wires. So I don't want that happening, but anyway. What can you do? Sage. Of course, being a cat, you can't tell them or ask them to call them otherwise, because they ignore you completely. That's the way cats work. Not so. she's got lots of things to crawl around and into and out of and busy herself in the back there. So Sage, come on. She's definitely the naughty one of the two. Of course, Finn is much younger, so only by a couple of weeks, mind you, but the difference at this age is very visible and very apparent. But I have a feeling that Finn is going to be a much quieter, more reserved little character. Finn is into everyone's business, wants Kit Kat's biscuits all the time, and into everything, whereas Finn is very happy to just sleep in one spot and stay there. But she's got the loudest voice though, has Finn. Come on, Sage, don't stop with that. Yeah, Finn has got an incredibly loud voice when she decides that she's hungry and she wants her milk. Or when she's waking up. But otherwise she's quite content to stay where she is. In fact, yesterday she burrowed right behind the cushions on the couch and slept there for hours. I don't think she likes music, and because I had music playing yesterday. I don't think that they're very much like. Perhaps they don't like my taste in music. I don't know. Sage? Oh, she's just playing with a little wrapper. I'm going to need more charcoal fairly soon. Oh, we love these little knots in the charcoal sticks, don't we? As you know by now, those of you who have been following my work, I like to work to the edge of the page, which is perhaps quite silly because, you know, when they are framed, and they do need to be framed, the frame covers the outside 10 millimeters or so, but nevertheless it's just I like to see it as a whole, and I even crop off the outer bits when I post my final image on Facebook, etc., Instagram. But still, it's one of my little OCDs. Sage, what are you getting up to there? Sage, Sage, what are you doing back there? Come on out. Come on out. Oh, okay. Oh dear. She's found a little. Oh dear me. Oh dear. You're gonna have bits of shit everywhere. Come on now, Sage. Just let that be. Goodness me. She's found a little piece of sponge or something that's just not good. Come on. Leave those things. Leave those things alone. Right. So it's yet another rainy day in Durban. We've had full sun the last couple of days, but I don't think that this cycle is quite done yet. Pouncing on the doorstop. Busy in all sorts. Can't keep tabs. Yes, so today is rainy once again. That might abate. The weather is as predictable as cats are at this point. Am I right, Sage? Am I right or am I right? Where are you off to? She wants to go visit her sister now. Well, sort of half sister. Hey, Sage? Oh, now she's disappearing. Down the passage. To what end, I know not. To what end of mischief, I know not, I should say. Just getting the basics of this piece going with black and white. There's obviously a little bit of sky showing through the trees here. Up there, we're kind of at the end of the glade over here, and as it sort of tails off. Now what? Are you making peaking sounds? That'll do for that for now. No, not that. Not that. You must leave that. Archie becomes insistent. Divert her attention to something else. And then I think I'm winning. Right? Kit Kat, I mean Sage. Stay away from the tripod, at least. Gosh, she does become rather... Alright, this is now... You can't even catch her. She knows she's being naughty and she's into everything, and then you try and go to catch her and she just vanishes. Poof. Oh. Hard work, eh? I'd almost entirely forgotten what it was like to have kittens. And how very, very, very busy they can be. As I said in my post yesterday, I posted a black and white pic of Sage, and I think I captioned it "Wondering at the World," and that's what they are. And I was explaining that, I think, sometime during the last series that I was working on about wonder. How these little creatures, these little babies, little children, live in wonder. Whether it's as human beings or other creatures, the young ones are always completely in wonder. The difference is that, well, mind you, not necessarily so, but I was going to say the difference is that only human beings kind of lose that sense of wonder, but I guess other animals do become complacent to some degree with life. And we're going to have a climber on my back again. But the difference is that human beings lose their sense of can I help you? Can I help you? Really? Can I help you? She wants to get up on the table here, so see, if I was wearing a t-shirt, I'd have scratches in my skin right now. Yes, so human beings lose that sense of intuition that animals do not lose. Sage, enough of that now. I was just watching these little mites yesterday, or whatever it was, the day before perhaps, and a troop of monkeys came through. Not a troop actually, just 3 or 4, and Sage immediately scuttled off. We were outside and on the lawn, and Sage immediately scuttled back inside. Finn was right next to me, so she tucked herself almost underneath me. And even with the big hardy dogs, hey, am I right? Hey, yes, I know, I'm talking about you. Even with the hardy darts, they very, or any other birds that kind of suddenly fly into their sphere, and Sage doesn't like it. Finn is a little bit less aware of the world around her as yet. She's still gaining her sight, I suppose, but Sage is incredibly aware. Incredibly so. Yes, I'm talking about you. And yeah, she notices all sorts of things. Helicopters, hey, flying past. Right, so this is her perch for now. I wonder if you'll fall asleep there. I wouldn't put it past her. Eh? So we do need to get some work going up top here. I think she's trying to work out how she can get to this, whatever I'm doing here, scratching away. Were you happy just to sit on my shoulder and watch? Yes. She's wondering what she can play with, though. I do know that. Yes. You're not going up on top of my hat. No, you're not going to go up there either. No, don't bite my ear. Okay, she's just licking my ear. She is also as boisterous as she can be and as naughty as she can be. She's a very loving little thing too. Hey? So these little creatures can teach us a great deal about life and wonder, and it's really something that I want to know. Sage, come on now, don't you get? No, we won't have that. This is my mascot. Come on, Sage. That's not on. Come on. Yes, it's a study of mine, I think. Why how have we lost our sense of wonder, and how do we get it back? That's the key for me to possibility. You see, I knew she was going to try and get to. What is, you want to go down again? All right then. Okay, here we go. Yes, it is the key to everything, because if we could live in wonder, then possibilities come out of all the corners of life. We're just so accustomed to closing that down, shutting it off, and then possibilities don't arise because we've limited ourselves to receiving those possibilities. So we try and tell ourselves that now that we've lived for so long, that possibilities no longer exist, or even if we are able to take advantage of possibilities, we have still limited ourselves in our sphere of thinking, limited ourselves to perhaps the job that we do. We have a limited view of success. We tend to start assuming that success, that money is success. And that's incredibly limiting. Money is important, but it's not everything. Little Sage, come on. Anyway, so children and little babies like this, little kids like this, live in a sense of wonder in that everything is new and challenging and exciting, and life is an adventure. And then later on we start to become complacent with what life has given us. Many of us tend to stagnate. As the years go by. And I've spoken of this before, but I can very clearly remember as a child playing in the garden. Yes, I was lucky enough to have a garden to play in. Many kids don't, but nevertheless, whatever it was, I mean, I can remember playing in the trees, and those trees they represented either my fortress or my sailing ship. And in those moments of possibility, that was my existence, that was my reality. For a time, and I'd finished exploring that, I went on to something else, and then that became my reality, and then something else. So I was always occupying my mind with something, and that's what kids are. There's always something to occupy their minds. However, The difference today I fear is that children, the minds of children are far too often taken up by technology, that little screen, and that becomes their reality, not the experience of the wonderful world around us. I am generalizing, but it is a thing. Technology to this degree was never available 30, 40, 50 years ago. Come on now. Such that our presence becomes occupied with a device rather than the world. For kids, and that to me presents a challenge, because now learning has to change somewhat. The way kids are taught, what occupies them is I don't know. It really is a challenge, and it needs to be addressed. I think some are addressing it, but the raw connection with Earth, with Mother Earth, is what we need to maintain in our lives. From childhood right through to adulthood. How are we doing for time? 10, 15 minutes left. 15 minutes or so. So, how to tap into wonder. See, we haven't lost the knowledge. It's all there, it's stored away forever. We've just lost our capacity to access it and utilize it. So we tend to get trapped by our limiting patterns of behavior, etc., etc., etc. I know, I'm there. I'm trapped by limiting patterns of behavior. It's a major challenge. I am working on it. There's always hope in that. She gone to sleep behind me. I can't see her. So she is there though. She's certainly becoming quieter and quieter. By the time I'm done here, she'll be sleeping. Hey, what are you doing back there? Irritating buckle in the middle of the page here. She's very still now, so she's probably drifting off to sleep. Right, a little bit of compressed charcoal, I think now is what's called for. Just to further deepen some of the contrast here. Now I can't sit back very easily. I've got a little mite tucked in under my bum. Right, a little bit of eraser work I think here. What are we doing for time? A few minutes, a couple of minutes left. 4 or 5 minutes. So, as I've mentioned previously, my eraser is perfectly suited for this kind of work. It really, really is. Really good for blending. Creating texture, depth, etc. And when we start adding color tomorrow, of course, that will start to really bring some punch in terms of the perspective, the depth of this piece. I think I'm out of time almost. So I think I shall down tools now. But we've made great headway in establishing our composition. Basic light and shade, areas of contrast, and all that stuff that gives the artwork a foundation for an intriguing piece, hopefully. Right, done. Excellent. Come here. Come on, little girl. Come on, little girl. Come and say goodbye. Oh, this is the first time we've had someone saying goodbye at the end of the session, along with me. So, from Sage and me, I bid you a goodbye, and thank you for joining today. So a new piece, and hopefully you've enjoyed the process so far, and hopefully you shall be joining again during the next session as I continue, and maybe even complete this piece. I do declare. I know that I've been wrong in future in terms of determining when the finishing day is, but anyway, hopefully we can wrap it up tomorrow as well, and then I have the rest of the week off. Yay! Well, maybe not. Yes. So be good, be kind, be gentle, be caring, be loving, etc., etc., and oodles of toodles from the both of us. Oh goodness, she wants to go back to sleep. So yes, do tune in again tomorrow or during the next session, and be sure to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and the bell icon to receive notifications of when I next upload. So yes, take care. Goodbye, folks. See you again soon. Oopsie. Come on. Oh, and Sage, don't forget to doodle.